Hello, my darling boys and girls. Excuse all the noises here and there, all the dogs around, also all the favorite pets around, like also all the gorgeous dogs and the most gorgeous dogs, and as well, guys, excuse the beautiful Lulu. Now, I hope everything is well. And if it's not, don't worry, it is going to be. Probably. Don't ask me what I'm wearing, boys and girls, because I am going to reply. But here I am having this amazing idea today. Mine content. I didn't steal it. I just found it out while we're reading an interesting book. Now, you know, people, modern people, uh, are very much interested in success, motivation, goal settings, plans, achieving plans, planning plans, uh, you know, results and all that. And I, I purchased a book recently, and it's called 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself. I'm still looking for it. It is a mess around. Probably I will share some interesting content. But you know what? Motivating yourself. Uh, it's something that is actually not working for so long with someone like me. Okay, now here is the big idea of it all. Can you guys think of people who are most successful? I mean, people who are seriously successful in something, thanks to their work. I came up with the idea that these are sportsmen. And when I say that, I mean, by the way, I mean a tennis player called Rafael Nadal. He will be part of that illustration that I want to share with you. Now, what do you think, boys and girls, motivates Rafael Nadal to stay on top, to be the best, to keep on? You know, he has all that physical problems in the spine, in the hands. I think traumas. I'm not sure about the legs. He's not so young anymore, and I just watched him yesterday for a while. Man, he's scary. I couldn't possibly imagine legs like that, running like that, and playing with someone twice his height and still being better. That's a bit scary, you know. It's raising up lots of questions. How many hours a day this man plays? How does he play? Or who trains him? How could that be? Etc. And you know what? I have a favorite quote by Rafael Nadal, and I think it somehow uh, discovers his secret. And it's the quote is as following: "There is no other ball." You know, it's about focus. There is no other ball. It means that he's aiming to catch that ball that is coming towards him, and this would give him the success in doing that. And when you sumo that balls, you have a very good game. Now, enough about that. Actually, my favorite illustration is oops, I'm sorry, something else. I'm gonna this time seriously post 1 or 2 videos for you down there to see what I mean. And I will also post my favorite written gymnastic player. gymnast I can't say rhythmic gymnastic is something that's really hard for me to say, but I have this one who is most favorite of all for me, and I have her book, and it's called Because of the Huge Goal, and it's about rhythmic gymnastics in communism, and it is a time and space where I wanted to be a part of that, but they called me too tall and just didn't take me. And now when I read the book, I'm so thankful to God that they actually didn't like me, because that was a bloody torment, a serious striving hunger and a pain. So what you're gonna see down there are just bits, small fragments, or they're called combinations. And boys and girls, if you want to know, there were these camps where girl would train. They would train hungry till lunch with just one apple. 4 hours they would make 500 ab exercises on a desk. I mean, on a part of wood that will bleed back on their spine, when you make 500 of these, you get a bloody spine. And they would train with serious knee problems, serious trauma. They couldn't stop training. No matter how painful, they would get slapped at times. By the way, boys and girls, I stopped, I think, on the 8th chapter of that book because it was depressing me. That's why it's depressing me. It's seriously sad with all that situation that this player gets in. She's really good. She's called Bianca Panova, and she's a coach now somewhere in Switzerland, and at times she's in Bulgaria. You might see some interviews that are talking about that story, but there will be in Bulgaria. So, ако говорите български, може да проверите някои от интервютата на Бянка Панова за тази ера от комунизма, когато си се случили интересни неща, бидейки просто резерва. Всъщност тя е по случайност, пълнейки дупки, е станала няколко пъти шампионка. Anyway, it's a tragic, heavy story, and it's good that I didn't get to train, but that's another topic. What I wanted to say is that this combination that you are seeing here, they're small fragments of something. They would repeat that. Now I don't recall. I think it was 100, but maybe more. They would repeat that combination 100 times without a mistake, meaning they have to do that without a mistake, without dropping some of the items that they play with. I don't know how you call that. They don't have to mistake, meaning you start one without mistake, second without mistake, third without mistake. You need to make 100 without a mistake, no matter what hurts. And if you do a mistake, you start from over. You just learn. You need to be perfect without dropping a ball or something like that. And until you're perfect this 100 times, you couldn't stop. And that's too much. And it's painful to the body. And you don't eat. You could see a picture of that woman, Bianca Panova, in that book. By the way, I could show you, but probably that's not so ethically proper. You could see her in Japan, sitting on a table for dinner, and someone around her and other people, they have their dishes, and she has an empty space looking to the dishes, and the picture said no dinner for me. And if you see these girls back in their you will see that have no, their bone structure is not developed. And she said in that book they were so hungry that at times they would eat lemon with mustard, right? Lemon with mustard, such a combination, and they would eat everything that they can find. Nowadays, in these training camps, a girl can choose her diet, by the way. She can choose her diet, deciding what to eat, and she puts a leaf under the door, and someone gets it, and they deliver a special menu for each one. And there are a lot of cakes, etc. But um, by the way, we had this a bit too chubby girl in that ensemble of ours lately. So when you look to the Russians, you might see that someone is planning their meal because they're more gracious. So yeah, the perfect middle, it's amazing. But if you see these girls back in communism, you will see that flat chested with this round backs, small shoulders. It's a bit scary, by the way. Bianca Panova is one of the good structure. She has good muscular body. Okay, now let's go to my point. Guys, what do you think can make a girl repeat that combination 100 times without a mistake? I mean, is that motivation? Is it money? Is that her plan? Is she becoming the best? Is she an alien or what the hell? Is she afraid of something? Is it the golden medals? Is it the system that spoke them? What is it that may make you do all that? It's suffering, serious suffering. What do you think it is? Now I'm gonna tell you. In rhythm gymnastics, the reason for that is a strive to beauty. Probably in ballet, that's the same. It is a strive to beauty. It is aiming to create something beautiful. And now, while we are here, I want you to transfer that idea to your life. You know, Elmo is someone who is always talking and getting into the theories of stuff, but practically not so successful in some stuff. And now, Uh, I will explain why. Elmo is someone who gives up easily if doesn't see fast results, and I believe most people are like that. For example, uh, you decide to lose weight, and something happens with your fridge or with your I don't know, your cooking items or something just stops you, and you get back to that habit of eating outside whatever you find, the easiest way. The problem is that you go to the easy path because something is distracting you, and you're not getting back to your decisions. How many of you are like that? Say I you decide to save money or to be serious, to make a budget or follow a plan, and then something happens. You go, wow, I'm so good when I go with the flow. And man, if I didn't go with the flow, I wouldn't have that beautiful drawing on my wall or that beautiful art over there that I found, because if I was a planner, I wouldn't buy that. Yeah, yesterday I decided to be smart. I liked a cup, a gray cup that will fit perfectly in my room. I don't need a Makora cup. Trust me, I have too many of this. Maybe we should sell them. But I saw this gray, small, mm, uh, petite. I don't know this word. It's very cute, by the way. Cup, and I wanted to place it somewhere here, not to drink coffee, but for decor. And you know what? I was like, yeah, I will get that tomorrow. It's okay. I just live across the street. And I went to there and I was, there you go. Once in my life, I decided to be smart and rethink and maybe purchase it tomorrow. No gray mug in the whole store anymore. So I got up today and started running. I liked very much a trash can. I will show you when the room is ready, probably, but I'm not gonna make a tour. I run just as fast as I can to that store, and I like the huge trash can. It imitates some furniture, you will see. And in the big one had this terrible scratches, so I had to purchase the small one. It was a compromise. But if I wasn't there on time, someone would take it because it's one of these items that they look expensive and cool when they're actually not, because they have a sticker on. It's a plastic can with an opening with a pedal, but it has this a good effective sticker. It makes it look a bit more of what it really is. Anyway, the point is that yes, if that works, if going with the flow works for you, cool. If planning the budget works for you, cool. I mean, you might be a bit miserable at times because you know what's the point of keeping a dry cash somewhere and feeling good with it if you don't usually have fun stuff. That's me. That is me. So I need something that's very balanced, like 50-50, like some milder approach, you know. I need to if I decide to save, I need to have allowance, and I need to have more time, and if something is changing, I need to be flexible and planning. Was choking again. My Lulu is getting fat. That I didn't see coming. She's so sweet when she's a bit heavy. But getting fat is a bit surprising. Anyway, so the idea of that, we are going to keep that money example for what I wanted to say. Now, guys, I seriously think that if you take someone's life and this man or this woman had goals or wishes or desires or wanted to change something in discipline, that's usually discipline, and they wanted to get motivated and have results, do you know what that will be? It will not be planning, decision, goals, and tracking these goals. It will be an eternal strife, a aim to do something. You know, if you go through life thinking, I'm aiming to have a good body, you will always have a good body. If you go through life thinking, I'm aiming as much as I can to be serious when it comes to money decisions, aiming, I want to think of it as an arrow pointing up, you know, an arrow pointing up that is always above your head is like aiming to be good in rhythmic gymnastics or in tennis. I'm striving to be good. I'm striving to keep a good health. And that if you look to that arrow up to heaven, it will always motivate you. And if you attach to it a gorgeous picture, you know, if you aim something, you need to aspire. You need to aspire with a inspiring image. And I also want you to go and check on this huge cathedral in Italy. You know, uh, there is this gorgeous white cathedral. Now I don't remember the name, but when I look at it on pictures or on movies, documentaries, there are this wonderful small travel movies for almost every place in the world, like 30 minutes long, and they show you everything that's interesting and what you're going to visit. When I look at that cathedral, I wonder, you know, who did that? Maybe the aliens, you know, the small fragments, the beauty of it all. It's amazing how that's created, but you know what? You can just set a goal and say, here it is, our building. It's beton blocks we have until the end of March, and hopefully that doesn't fall on our heads. Man, ancient people, they were better if you look at that stuff. And if you start thinking, yeah, probably there is some history. You might find out who did that, and probably I will, and have some time. But aim, if someone doesn't have this aim, this drive to create something amazing, if they don't have this arrow up, that would probably never happen. You wouldn't. Oh, I'm sorry, someone is calling me right now. Don't know who. Let me just hang up the phone. Okay. So yeah, ancient people, or uh, probably, yeah, probably all the people that were not here in 20th and 21st century, they were like a bit more deeply focusing on stuff that they found some sense in that really mattered, and they were more long lasting, you know. Now, if an artist, if a creator, if a musician strives all his life to make this wonderful compositions, sure, surely they will have that at the end, and it will be like, wow, wow, look at that, man, what's that? Who did that? Da, 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 da. You might also check on this saint city in Jordania, Jordania. There is this interesting city made of red sand. I don't know who did that as well, but man, wasn't he striving and aiming to something and aspire. Okay, now do you understand that, boys and girls? Do you know where I'm going with that? For example, I'm gonna tell you something. I usually don't can't stand um, the way some people talk around me, and it's not because I'm too capricious. It is because seriously the new generation, they're getting dumb, and they seriously don't need to use speech. They don't find that needed, and they don't talk. Some of them cannot compose a sentence in Bulgarian, and that's terrible, and I make jokes with them, you know that. But you know, to me as a woman, it's very important what I'm listening to. And there was this philosopher, I forgot who, but I am agreed with him. He says, talk so I can see you, you know. Have you seen that a very gorgeous girl or a man that is too stay in front of me, you go, wow, beautiful eyes, wow, look at that here, blah blah, and one body, wow. It happened to me, and these girls, they looked uh, like cover magazines, and they went something like blow me and stuff like that. Wow, and I was seriously surprised. You know, they looked like fairies to me. But what I mean by that is you need to speak properly. Yeah, that's something that you seriously need to work on because it's representing you to the world. And for someone like me, just hearing and just listening could make you enjoy or throw up or everything else. uh, I might fall in love on the phone. I almost did with a guy from internet supplier. But he was abusing it, you know. He was abusing it, this voice. Anyway, now that's a good example as well. If you don't sound so good, if you know, well, put this arrow up and don't put a final day for it. Just call it an aim or a strive, or yeah, a strive is good, and say I'm striving to speak better all of my life, you know. In general, I'm striving to sound better, to talk better. And there are many ways. Your subconscious mind will come up with the ideas how. But when you strive, you don't limit, you don't create an idea of how, because if you do, you will limit yourself, by the way. And you cannot predict all the results. It's stupid to predict. But when you strive, you you will have the results, and it will be a beautiful strive. uh, it's like me and money. If I strive to save money, if that's something that I like, it's not, but yes, I do like it. If I strive to save some money in general, well, I will not calculate how much I did this month, or did I set apart today or yesterday. I will not count coins, not overdo it, not get minimal. But if I strive, I will have that result at the end. I will be like, wow, here is that junk. No matter when and how, I will have savings because I want to and I'm striving. And the house, you must seriously leave to subconscious mind, situation, destiny, and God. Okay, that's all for today. And remember, creating a Muppet Show was a heck of a strive, and someone aimed. I'm not sure that they planned while they're creating Elmo or the monster. And guys, I am greeting you with a beautiful song. It's down there. It's called Mana Mana. It's just the greatest hits of all. It's the first song of the Muppet Show, and I'm sure you know it, but please not. And enjoy, and remember, if I'm striving to be helpful, it's because I love you and I didn't much plan that.